So here I'm going to show you how to add your elevation sheet and 3D interior render sheet. So the first thing that you're going to do is click on an elevation that has a door, and this one here, my east elevation, has my door, but you can see the lines go really far. So if you click crop, then you can crop these and drag that in right there, and I'm going to drag this one in right here. And you can see that I've already modified these lines so that I can actually read all those elevations. You want to make sure that you do that. So on my south elevation, I've already cropped those, but I haven't adjusted these lines. So to adjust these lines, if you start with the bottom one, and then you can see a little squiggly here. Click on that. I'm going to drag this way down here. Now I'm actually going to drag that blue dot way in here. I'm going to do the same thing for this foundation. Just kind of drag it down, drag this one over. Same thing for ground level. That one should be good just in that position. And main floor, ooh, I can see that squiggle. If you can't get the squiggle and the dot in there, then move your ground level. Now if I zoom out and then back in, you can see it refreshes, and I can actually see all of them. So again, if you couldn't get your main floor one, try moving your foundation. Click the squiggle, move the dot around. You can pull it out to the right or the left. It's okay. So I can see all of them now. Now I want to go down to my elevation. So again, we right click this, go to new sheet, add that in there, click OK. And we'll add a new sheet. If you right click it, then you can rename it. So we have our elevation sheet, and I'm going to put in the two elevations that show my doors. Oopsie. Which is my east and south. So to do that, I accidentally double clicked. I'm going to just click and drag that in here. And there's one of them. And then I'll drag my south one in here also. Here's my other elevation. So I need to do a little modification here. If I click on this one, I can right click it and activate the view. And it looks like I need to maybe shrink up my crop box a little bit. Oh, maybe not. That looks pretty good. Even if these lines hang over the edge, that's okay. But these numbers cannot hang over the edge. That would be very bad. And I don't want to lose my ground, so that looks pretty good then. I'm going to get rid of the crop box view. And then I'm going to deactivate the view. And then if I just slide this over just a hair, it's okay if the lines on the left hang off the page as long as these are all showing. So I'll make this bottom one look the same. I'm going to activate the view, and everything looks pretty good. I think that I can bring this in a little bit. That'll bring my words in a little bit, get it closer to that deck. There we go. Now I can see them. And then I get rid of the crop box down here by clicking that light bulb with the little crop circle there. And then right click to deactivate view. Now I see that my section line is showing in here. You can actually get rid of that by clicking on that here and then going to the sunglasses and hiding that element. I'm not concerned if I see that. That's fine. So now I can clearly see all my elevations here, and I can clearly see both views that have the doors. So that's pretty much all you need to do for elevations. On your last tab is your 3D interior renders, and I'm sorry, I'm going to rename this. I'm just going to call this 3D interior views, because we're not actually going to render the 3D interior ones, just to make it a little bit quicker. So if you go up to your main floor, then you're going to want to create a camera view of your living room. So let's pretend that this is my living room. So I can see some windows, I can see some doors. I'm going to make it so that I can see these doors here. And that is my picture. So then I'm going to click down here and change it to realistic. That you can see that's going to print really dark. So for most of you, I want you to just do it as shading. And I think that's going to maybe make it not quite as dark as realistic. It's still going to give us all the detail that we need. Now if it's not quite in the position I want, I can go over here and click this little wheel. And if I click on look and then I'm moving my mouse around, then I can sort of change where I want it to show. If I use my arrow keys, I can walk. I'm walking forward. Now I'm looking left. And then here I can see that my doors show that they actually do have enough trim. If I get close enough to that left door there is enough trim between there and the wall, and you need to make sure that that is the case. So this is a good shot. I like this one. So I'm going to rename this one living room, and I'm going to go back to my main floor, and I'm going to do the same thing and take a picture of my kitchen, which maybe is going to be in this corner, and that shows all the kitchen cabinets. So we'll make a shaded view of that. Of course, I don't have a kitchen drawn in here, but this would perhaps show all the kitchen cabinets, show that my windows are open and available. You should not have fixed windows, but opening windows in most of them so that you are letting in ventilation. So we'll call that one. I like that look. And I'm going to rename this kitchen. And now I go down here to the interior views, and I'm going to drag the living room in here and place it. And then I'm going to drag the kitchen in here. And I just clicked and dragged, and then it looks like I have to click again to get it in there. You can see that they don't quite fit. I'm pressing the left arrow key to move this over. Press it too many times, you'll have to wait until it gets up the screen. So that's going to sort of space that out as good as I can. I want to see the word living room so I know what I'm looking at. I want to see the word kitchen. That's why it's important that you name it that way. Don't just leave it as 3D view. Now, I'm okay with this line being down here. I can see the word kitchen. I can read that. That looks good. I can see everything I need to. If you want to resize it, right-click, activate view, click the edge. You can see the blue line appear. And then I can actually drag the roof down a little bit more. I can deactivate the view. And then I can bring this up a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. So once we, let me move that up. There we go. Once we have all the sheets, then we're going to need to print. So I'm going to go back to my original sheet, my 3D exterior renders. And that is the beautiful sheet right there. And you can see they're all titled accordingly. My name is on every single one of them because they're all in here. I don't have a project name for this. You could call it residential design if you like. You can fill in all this other stuff down here if you like. Only do that if you have lots of extra time and you don't know what to do. Then we go up to here and we select print eventually. And I don't actually have this printer on this computer, but we're going to select print anyway, and I can hopefully walk you through this. Then you collect setup. So yours is actually going to be the pre-engineering room. I believe it's 1000, 1001, something like that. Again, mine doesn't show up. Then you're going to change the setup of this so that it's in portrait mode. Otherwise, it's not going to print correctly. Make sure it's portrait mode. Click OK, and we should print the current window, and then click OK. And it will print it out. Go through and print all of these and turn them into me, and you are done.